Morning, everybody. Welcome back to BYT. Yep, another cold, rainy day here in Middle Tennessee. I am going to do what I talked about yesterday. I'm going to try to take a tarp with magnets across that back portion wall of the bus and see if I can get the heat to stay on a little bit. Well, the heat will stay on a little bit, but I want to see if I can heat up the inside of the bus. With the heater. So that's what I'm going to try. I've got the tarp, got my magnets. We'll see in a bit. Well, I have located one of my leaks. That light right there has been leaking for quite some time, because it's getting down into there and causing water as well as the leak over here. See, so good thing I took that off, even though I'm going to replace those with LEDs. It's good to know that that's where one of my leaks is coming from. My patches here, one of the lights, there's zero water today. And we've had a lot of rain today. But in here, I should really bring out a flashlight or get a trouble light in here. Because right in here, there's still water. Now, no drips from what I can see up in here today. But I'm gonna, no. I'm going to really, this is still damp. See, I think this whole, I'm going to patch this whole thing up top. That whole area I patched, I'm going to pull off, and I am going to make a bigger patch. I will sand it down, clean it really good, mineral spirits, the whole 9 yards when I get that RTV or RV sealant. Yeah, it's wet down through there. Damp, not really wet. But so I did that, got the heater running. So we shall see. I mean, I can't see my breath out here, and I've only been out here for 5 minutes. So, and this stuff did dry overnight, that first coat. So I put a second coat on. It did change color. So I'm very hopeful for it. Like I said, these are going to be my two side panels that cover this, but in the back of the garage area. So I don't know exactly how much I can get into today. I guess I can get a trash bag out here and clean up some of my mess, like this insulation, because that is definitely going to have to be insulated, along with this and that, the whole living compartment. I do have a panel, inside a panel box, I should say, for 110 power in the garage. And I have several options for generator power. I have that old Onan generator out of a motorhome. And it does have a breaker box on it already and a couple 110 outlets. Somebody was using it for a standalone generator that I could check out and see, get it running, check it out. But that's a gas. It's a gas generator. Well, I guess all my generators are gas. But I also have one that I've had for quite some time that is strong enough to run my welder. So, yeah, see, that was dry and drained out the other day. This property drains off really fast. If it stops raining today, that'll be empty tomorrow. Runoff on this property is excellent. So, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. Just beside the fact that once the rain's all done, I can do outside work. Trying to figure out how to keep myself busy inside. I'm thinking I'm going to be doing an industrial look inside. I am going to keep the metal panels on the roof. I'm not going to re-insulate the roof. Whatever I do with these sides, I know there's insulation in there already. And whether I'm going to add extra insulation and like a little bump out to it, I'm not sure yet. That's all to be determined. It's going to be really going to be determined on the cost of what it's going to take for materials. Because right now, everybody knows materials are high. So that's going to be a big determining factor. But yeah, trying to figure out what I'm going to get into today. I mean, I do have this. I could take the cover off, research that drain over there, see if it's open, reattach it, put the cover back on, clean it. That could be another thing I might do today too. Just get in here and start cleaning stuff. Maybe work on these heaters. I need to figure out whether I'm keeping one in here and keeping that one along with another one, or whether that one was going to be sufficient enough for while we're driving. I have been looking at those diesel heaters, the 12 volt. I've seen a lot of good things about them, and I think for this living compartment, it would be easy enough to route one. Like I said, I am putting storage underneath. Like the batteries are, I believe, in here somewhere. The storage box for the batteries. It wouldn't be much of anything to build another box with a door on it outside and install the heater underneath and vent it up into the living compartment. Run some ductwork, some small ductwork to the back and to the middle and to the front for the 12 volt diesel heater. So those are all options I'm not closing out. Instead, I got the wires done. They're not done. They're just tucked up in place, but they are crimped together. I still have to heat shrink the wires and run them under the bus, but that's obviously not going to get done at this moment in time with it being as cold and wet as it is outside. But I guess I could organize, pick up my tools, and clean a little bit. If I can get it warm enough in here, I can actually get in here with soap and water and clean a lot. Just wipe this place down, make it a lot better work environment. These I was thinking about. Now I do have my cord in here for the welder. If I can get these flush to the floor, I may just be able to spot weld the heads in place and get underneath and tighten the nut up on the brackets. Same with these for that other for the fans for that. I just may be able to clean out around them, push it down, tack weld the head in place, get underneath, tighten up the nut. I have to do that 6 different times, but I think that might be my option to then pulling each bolt out and replacing it. So, just a thought. We'll see in a bit. Okay. I got this off. Found out that stud back there is missing his nut. And when I got this off, there was a bird's nest right in here. So it's down there. Vacuum that up. Look, suckers won't leave me alone. They're always making nests in my garage and helmets. It don't matter. These little guys have no idea of private space, so it is what it is. I deal with them as I find them. But got 2 bags of trash picked up. Got all that insulation off the dashboard, all bagged up. all the miscellaneous pieces of wires and stuff. So yeah, I think I'm gonna clean up a little bit. Maybe go get myself a hot bucket of soapy water, some good rags, maybe my spin mop bucket, because so there's that drip. See, you can almost follow the line where the water runs all the way down. So not only is it dripping here, but it works its way down over time into this channel and then down through that open hole, which leads into there. So you're getting water fed from here into there, from there down onto the dash, and then that center light, we're working its way down in there as well. Now, with all these panels being off, I've also realized watching this stuff here, it's also working its way down this side and running down here, getting onto this ledge, working its way down to where the electrical box is. So, all this is going to have to be, I think I see daylight where up there. I don't know if you can see that. There you are. A little daylight there. So I'm going to have to get all this, and I believe it's all coming from this one location on the roof. I hope. But this seam, this whole seam on the roof is going to be sealed. Every seam is going to be sealed before it's painted. Even if I have to use a glazing putty or something of that nature, every seam is going to get sealed on the roof of this bus. So I'm not taking any chances on any of that. You know, automotive cars have seams. They're covered, painted, and you don't get leaks. So I am going to seal every dang seam, even if I have to Bondo glass them together. Sand them down, Bondo glass the seams, prime them, and hit it with and I'm going to use like a tractor farm implement paint on the roof, just as I am doing for primer. Because one, it's a rust preventative. So it's weather resistant, it's heavy duty, it's meant for tractors out in the fields, it's meant for excavators, it's heavy duty outdoor paint. So that's what I'm going to be using to paint this entire bus. And the color scheme I still haven't come up with yet. Like I said, I know the roof is going to be white. We do travel to Florida once a year. Who knows? One day we might be living in Florida and traveling around, going and seeing places. I do not want. I want a nice, cool surface on the roof. So dark roof, not an option. But the heater's working. My hands aren't cold. My feet, yeah. As long as I keep moving around and doing stuff, my feet stay fairly warm. So this stuff here, second coat. Yeah, still a little tacky, but it is drying, so we'll just keep seeing how this rust reformer is going to work. So, I mean, so far it's not bad. I mean, it's getting a good protective coating on it. And I'm putting these, this side is going to be the side that faces the seam. The other side, it will have this same stuff on it as well, and whatever color the inside of the garage is going to be, these will also be painted. I mean, this metal is probably 50 years old, and it probably has more than half of its life left. So if it lasts another 50 years, that ain't gonna bother me a bit. So we'll see in a bit. Alright, I got it vacuumed up a little bit. Oh, missed some back here. I'll come back. Cannot run the vacuum and the heater on this one plug. It keeps popping to this breaker. It's on this little 4-way. So I'm going to get the broom piece that goes down to the vacuum with the bristles on it, and I'm going to try cleaning up a little bit above here, and then run that other extension cord I had where I can run the 3-way off of it and have more room to work around and move around. That's about as far as my vacuum reaches on this extension cord, and plug the heater back in to here and just let the heater and the battery charger be on that, and then I'll run everything else off of the other extension cord. See you in a bit. And of course, back to rain. Well, there's the difference between the first wipe down and no wipe down at all. Now, I got some soap on this, but I did not do this one all the way, but I did do that one. And with these being corrugated, I really don't know. You know, I might have to use a spray bottle or something to mist up into the holes and then blow dry it out. I'm not sure. But yeah, you can see the difference right there. So, and here, I haven't done any of this yet or anything down here. I've just did this one up here and not this one. And then I started there and went back to that one. So, just a little before and after. And that's just, like I said, that's just initial wipe down. I haven't even got to the window pillars, dashboard. I'm going to stop there. That's my work area. And I'm going to continue forward with the control panels, the steering wheel, dashboard. Move all this stuff back to my workstation. Get in here with the vacuum, clean it all up, wipe down. And you know, it's a lot easier to work in a clean environment than it is a dirty one. So that's where I am at today with all this rain we got going on. I have taken my hat off just now because I am starting to sweat, and I'm going to be taking my jacket off. This seems to be, you know, I'm fogging up the windows. Just, you know, I mean, I do have a bucket of warm water in here, but I am fogging up the windows on the one side and the windshield. So, alright, look at that. Clean, dirty, clean, dirty. See you in a bit. Alright, here's an update. Found one of my air leaks. Secondary tank. You can see there it's at 0. That's disconnected from the back. This little piece right here has a little piece of air line broke off in it. But if you see from the back, it's a crimp inside. So I'm going to get several of these, especially for that one outside that's leaking. I'm going to get probably 3 of these, replace both of these in the dashboard and the one outside, and then buy a couple for spares. So in case I have any airline leaks in the future in these types of areas, I will have spare parts. So that's one thing found. And everything else is, I mean, dashboard, I'm going to repaint these as well. I may do this to match the exterior, but I mean, even the controls, man, what a difference. Look, that's what it was like. Everything was like that. So now I still haven't gotten over there yet. You see what it's like? That's how dirty everything was. Got the mirrors, got the visor. Look at that. You can see right through it. I got this panel done, all wiped down. I'm gonna still do the insides. So coming along. She's not looking too bad. You know, I still have to pull some, this crap up and that corner piece, all this stuff in the steps area. I got to pull all of that. Finish wiping all that down, all back around there. Get all this sealed. I got a lot to do, but it's fun. It's going to be nice when it's done, and it'll be done right. One time, like I said, I really just holy crap. That's what it all looked like, and I was used to it looking like that. And this is what it's going to look like. So, talk to you in a bit. Alright, so this is what I got. My layout lines for the speakers. Those are where my pillars are at. This line is where that dark gray area is. And then I am going to also install screws up here along this edge, which is a 1-inch edge. So I got a spot for my 6.5, spot for the 6x9s, and I'm going to look. I have a marine grade glove box, lockable, that I'm going to install in here. And then I'll cut the rest of this, well, not the rest of it out, but I'll cut a good chunk of it out. Wherever the glove box sits, the rest of it will be cabinet. Storage area, a little shelf in there. So, don't want to waste no space. So, basically, I'll have my 6.5s over here, 6x9, glove box, and then storage. Kind of like it'll be above the glove box, and then it'll be a bigger space here, and then another 6x9, and another 6.5. Stereo's going to be down there. So, gonna get that laid out. So once I stop them leaks up here, I can put the new lights in. I can just install, have this prefabbed, ready for install. I gotta fill in, wherever I don't cut out. I got all these little rivet holes that were actually attached to nothing. But I'll actually be able to screw it to the pillar as well, because I have the pillar marked. And I'll be able to put a screw here and then screws along the top. And I will seal it just like they had it sealed. And go from there. See you in a minute. I'm going to try to find that glove box. Okay, so here's my glove box. It is 6 inches deep. I have 8 inches to work with up there, right there. So I laid it out just off the face. I have to come up from this line here, 3/4 of an inch, all the way around, 3/4 of an inch from top line down 3/4. This side in 3/4. I measured everything here. About 3/4 of an inch, because you got to cut out that curve. So you have to leave room for that. So I'm measuring about 3/4 of an inch. Let me see here. Get it on there. Before I start to hit that curve, I'm measuring about 3/4 of an inch. So I gotta come down from my top, from my line, 3/4 of an inch, mark it, lay it out, and that'll be the area I cut out. And this, with keys, will be my glove box. Carry my registration, insurance, any other important paperwork I need to have on hand, I can have right there above my seat. Something these things did not come with, they had all these stickers on the wall and little plastic pouches, and this area here would have been great, but it's not deep enough. I need, like I said, I need at least 6 inches, and inside here you have 5 3/4. I don't know if you can read that with the light. Lighting sucks. So But this will be something else. You know, there's a lot of room in here, but I do want to leave my vehicle stickers. My make, model, year, manufacturer, gross vehicle weight, my engine, my transmission, all that stuff. I want to keep these stickers in place. So if I build a shelf in here, I may cut this out, trim this back, down, over, and then let my shelf go upwards. You know, put insulation on the back, 3/4 inch insulation in there, and then, you know, do like a nice wooden pine shelf in there or something. But like I said, you know, even if I trim down here and follow this across and cut this box out of this in this nature, this shelf would be, this over here would be a bigger area. This over here would be a smaller area. I'd have a piece of wood boxing, and it would all be boxed in, and then have a little lip to stop anything from falling out on you when you're driving, or a little mesh net will, you know, go across there. But it's important to, if I was to cut this section out, if I was to cut this section here out, to reinforce all the edges, including here and here. So, you know, I would have to put a side and a top, another side, a bottom, another side, and of course a back. And then screw them from this panel here to the wood to make it a solid structure. Just the way they do, you know, with everything else. Except for there was no screws in this area here. So I had a 1-inch lip up here that had nothing screwed to it. It was just siliconed in place, which I'm going to remedy that when I put it back together. You know, I'll probably get some fancy self-tapping Phillips head, you know, nice shiny stainless steel, marine grade, whatever. Just to, you know, so it doesn't look like crap. Like I said, I'm going to go with the industrial look. I was even looking where I'm putting my 110s. I'll bring my conduit out here down, because, you know, this, I've measured, I think somewhere right in here is the counter height. I'm not sure. I'd have to remeasure it. So I might put a metal box here with a steel conduit going up into here, and then of course I'll branch out from the bottom of that electrical box down into the cupboard for, you know, a plug over by the stove, or a plug facing the front of the cabinet countertop or whatever. And then, but it will be steel conduit coming down to a steel box. Nice, clean. You can paint them, make them look whatever you want. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have the materials here. And those metal trusses out there that hold the square tubing like this, I think I'm going to build my counters, the framework, out of that metal tubing. Super light, super strong, and it's going to keep the weight down, and I don't have to buy as much lumber. So that was another thing I've come across and thought about. So I'm going to continue to work on this, maybe laying it out. I'm probably not going to cut it out today or install it, but I am going to put all my lines in place for installation. And then maybe lay out, you know, like I said, above it's going to be wood. On the side of it, you know, I'm going to build a box out wherever I can. You know, if I like a bookshelf or something to put, you know, knickknacks in, and trinkets, collectibles, whatever, you know. I just don't want to waste all that space, because it's only going to get 3/4 insulation in it. And it's going to get a strip of 3/4 up along the roof as well, because, you know, this has insulation in it here, but we know there wasn't much insulation in there. So I'm going to remedy that, of course, after I do all my electrical and stop all the leaks. So we'll see you in a bit. Alright, I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but there it is. Glove box. These 2 screws we're going to take up for 1, 2 screws that were in there. So they'll be self-tappers, just like what I used here. You know, and this is all going to get painted and cleaned up. You know, well, most of this will be cut out. You know, now I can figure out where the edge of the box is. I can come in with my wood side. Even have enough room probably for these to go into the wood to help hold the wood panel in place. Because you gotta remember, there's gonna be 6x9s here, maybe 6.5s over there, or vice versa. You know, if we put the 6x9s that way, and the 6.5s over here. So, or up here, plenty of room. But yeah, the rest of this will be, wherever the speakers are not, will be boxed out into a nice bookshelf type area. But always good to have a glove box for all your important paperwork. Got to remember that. Cars have them for a reason. Buses should too. And I'm sure maybe the newer ones might. I've seen a lot of them with storage compartments built in up there. But unfortunately, in 1998, they weren't considering that. So they just figured, oh, stick it in a pouch on the side. That'll be plenty enough. Alright, well, I think I'm done for the day. I am happy with how clean, see, look, still, everywhere I step, I leave a footprint right now. I can't wait for me to actually have this cleaned up, primed, and not have to worry about, I'll actually come in here in my socks if I want to and work without having to worry about stepping on stuff and leaving footprints. But, you know, one day at a time, I'll get there. Alright, everybody. If you like today's content, please like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Little box, type it out. Let me know what you think. Whatever you're doing out there, you be safe. You have yourselves a great day. And we'll see you tomorrow.